Hello again. Right, so I'm going to have a look at sorting out the engineers now. I'll just have a very quick recap before we start this new chapter. We started in the high resource extraction site with a basic sidewinder, knocked up 3 million in about 3 hours. We then bought a Viper and we stayed with that till we got about 15 million, which took about 7 or 8 hours. Then we bought the Vulture. We made slightly more money at that in the Has-Res, another 3 hours, and that got us enough money for the ASP. So traded in the Vulture, bought the ASP for about 20 million. So that took us, that was at 14 hours into the game. Then we stuck with the ASP doing this CEOS runs. Took a few hours to ramp up after that, making 10 million an hour. So I reckon about 17 hours in total to get enough for the Python and keep the ASP. You could have traded the ASP, but that might come in useful later because it's got a good jump range, and to do the engineers you need to do a lot of running round, so sometimes a ship with a good jump range helps. So you could have sold it and bought another one. It's equal really. So once I got the Python, I did 3 runs to CEOS and saw this again. I knocked up about 15 million an hour. So now I have 200 million in the bank, and I reckon I'm something like 31 hours in. Is that right? 24, 31. No, about 35 hours. Yeah, 30, no more than that, sorry. 16 hours in the Python, 35. Yeah, about 40 hours altogether from the beginning. And now we've got 200 million in the bank, Python and ASP, and now I've just upgraded to Horizons to do the engineers. So doing that, running around, is a few things. Getting bounties, first of all, unlocks you one engineer, and running long distances also unlocks another one. In fact, it unlocks 2, but in different ways. So just now have a look and see what's happened. Now, the first time you buy Horizons, first time you open up Horizons, it doesn't necessarily show the engineers. So you might have to log out and log back in again to see them if they're blank. So what we do, we go to the right-hand panel, View Engineers, and all those that they want to tell us about are now shown here. So this one, Felicity Farseer, you unlock, or you get the invite from her when you've become a explorer scout, and for that you have to sell 135,000 credits worth of exploring data. So when we're running backwards and forwards to CEOS, we had advanced discovery scanner, so scanning all the time. I didn't sell that data, I kept it for this. So I don't know how much I've got, I reckon probably a couple of million. And you can do some unlocking of, I'm not too sure it's both of these two, but I think it's Felicity, by selling your data at her base. So it's best not to sell everything. So I just sold 1 page to get enough to unlock that scout rank, and then I get the invite from her. So you probably won't see her at first unless you've actually sold some exploration data. Elvira, so I got mixed up. Elvira was a scout. Felicity says scout as well. Oh, I thought one of them was you had to travel 500 or 300 light years. So I'm not too sure that's right, unless they've changed it. But either way, your travelling unlocks both of those once you've sold that data. Todd, we unlocked him. Oh, sorry, it's because I didn't click on him. That's right. Here, because we travelled 300 light years from the start. So when we click on Todd, we got him because we'd earned 15 bounty vouchers. So when you're doing engineers, the first thing when you upgrade anything, they normally need extra power, and we're not bad for power in the Pythons, particularly if I got A class, top A grade power generator. We can actually run quite a bit of stuff with it, but other ships are a bit tight, so you might want to think about getting some sort of upgrade to power. Now Felicity does do power plant grade 1, so that might be a useful thing to unlock first. The other thing she does is frameshift drives, and so because with the engineers you do a lot of running around this way and that, going collecting stuff, a good frameshift drive is essential. So normally I would do the frameshift drive first with a bit of power, and then the rest of the sequence isn't so important, but you've got your power distributor to be able to use that power. I'd leave weapons till last, shields, before weapons. You can make your ship absolutely bomb-proof with these engineers if you upgrade your shields to the maximum. Thrusters, that's another good one, whether it's for escaping interdictions or used in combat. Fast thrusters are always useful. So after power and power distributor, probably thrusters I would do next. But we haven't got an engineer for those yet, have we? Frameshift engines, yeah, Felicity can do a bit of thrusters, I think, up to grade 3. So she's a good one to start with. So what we'll do, we'll go and see her, and I'll show you how to unlock her quickly. Now, let's go back to her. Here she is. We need to fulfill an initial contract by providing some meta alloys. So the last I heard, they were for sale down in Maya. So I'm going to pop down there and see whether they're still there. So I'll see you down there. In case this is your first planet landing, I'll just show you how to do them my way. I don't know whether it's the way. The dotted line there shows that the station I want is on the other side, so I've got to fly around the planet a bit. Yeah, you always need to check whether it's dotted or not, otherwise if you're not careful you'll fly into the planet. Just don't take any notice of these scales and things that come up just yet. So I'm just keeping it sort of at the top of my screen because I'm getting closer all the time. I don't want to get too close just yet. Right now it's on our side. So what I want is like a decent watch of the planet above the station. If you're coming from a distance, it's about a third of the way between the centre of the planet and the edge of the planet. So if you look on the left, it says 38 degrees left of my HUD where that scale is, and then you can just come in anything above 7 seconds on the bottom counter. And then when you get to about 50 kilometres out, it'll go into this glide. So just keep pointing. You can use full throttle. It's nothing happens when you glide. Just keep pointing. And then when you drop out the glide, there you are at the station. Contacts. So, yeah, you have to watch out on planets for gravity. The ship doesn't behave quite the same way. When you use your side thrusters, it tends to go downwards as well. So you might want to compensate that with a bit of up thrusts. Yeah, I just, it's gone a bit far. Swap back to the ASP because it's quite a long way down here, and my ASP was just a couple of stations in the right direction. So I just diverted, picked it up. That's saving me a bit of time. Get my pips off.
Landing gear deployed.
Right, the other thing I should have mentioned is that in coming to Maya, when you get here, your advanced discovery scanner doesn't give you enough information. So what you have to do, go to the nav beacon, drop out there and scan it just using your normal scanner. There's a little white dot there. Once you drop out, find that white dot and target it, and then just keep your distance from it. And then after a bit, you'll get all the data for it. And then in the navigation, you'll see the names of all the planets and stations in Maya, and the one you want is Danielle's Progress. There's a station here, Obsidian Orbital, but that's not one we want. So let's have a look and see if they've got these. What we're looking for. Commodities market. Right, I did pick up on the way a couple of tons of something, microbial furnaces, because every time you come to a new place now, if you just trade something, that counts towards another engineer. You've got to go to 50 markets. So now every time you go anywhere, you just want to take a couple of tons of something, and in fact I'm not even going to sell it all. Just that counts as visiting a market now. Right, meta alloys is what we wanted, and she wanted 1 unit, didn't she, whatever that is, but you get good money for them, so yeah, let's fill up. The other thing you're always looking for is stuff you can sell in the black markets. Now, on the left side of you're on your left panel, if you go to this status one and then another 3 to the right, there's some information. Oops, where are we? Oh, sorry, it's gone again. Right, that's the start one. 1, 2, 3. Right, so scroll down. On the right one, yeah, shows you how much total assets you have, some information about combat. So we've claimed 946 and got 43 million from it altogether. That was mainly from the Viper and the Vulture. Crimes, so I've had quite a few fines. I had quite a few because of these instant fail bounces that left me with cargo, and then I got fined for it, even though, because I had to abandon the mission because it was a failed one before I even started, then I got fined for it. Smuggling, so we did a little bit of smuggling while we were down in Southis, and so far you can see we've visited 4 black markets, so I need to do 1 more, and that's another engineer unlocked. Trading, we've visited 5 markets and made 748,000 from it. I think that was from, I think smuggling counts as trading. We've done no mining yet. Exploration, so we visited quite a few systems on our trips down there and back, and the important one was maximum distance will start 508, but once it goes past 300 that unlocks another engineer. So I haven't done any passengers yet, no crafting. So some useful data there which helps you with the engineers. Right, so we've got our meta alloys. Now we've got to go back to this engineer. Let's find her now. So on this side now, view engineers, and it was Felicity who wanted meta alloys, a unit. I'm taking that as 1 ton. Right, so what we can do, view on galaxy map, So let's just... So that's right back to where we were. That's where my asp was. So I think what I'll do, I'm actually going to go and get the Python on the way, because the Python is quite useful for unlocking as you see in the next bit. So I'm going to go to Diagwandry to pick up the Python first. Right, so I'll see you in wherever she is. Where is it? Dekiat. Yeah, I'm here at Diagwandry, but I should mention this as well, that before you go to visit Felicity, you need to get an SRV, because we're going to be landing nearby, doing a bit of driving around. So you can buy any vehicle hangar, what do we call them, planetary vehicle hangars, and don't forget to buy the Scarab, the SRV, to go with it. You have to buy these separately, so just buying that isn't enough. The other thing that's quite useful now is a docking computer, because some of these engineers places are a bit strange to land, so a docking computer should be able to put you in there okay. So that's the only changes I've made to the Python. We don't need so much cargo capacity anymore, because we're not going to be carrying so much, but so you can keep those with you for the time being, but they'll just stay empty. So right, now on to Maya. Here we are at Dekiat, or Desiat, however you want to call it. Right, there's a new symbol to look out for on your navigation now. When you drop in at Dekiat, have a look down. Where has it gone? Oh, we'll be near the top now. There. This nut, that's the Egineers base. I think I'm right in saying all the Egineers are on planets, and they just have some sort of name next to them, as this is Felicity Farseer. Her base is called Farseer Inc. Right, let's see if she's on this side of the planet this time. Looks like she is. So what you want to do is try and get the centre of that circle about a third of the way between the middle and the edge. So I'm just flying out a little bit. After you've done it a load of times, you get to sort of recognise more or less what's it. It's about there. You want an angle round about 45 degrees is ideal. Now the countdown timer this time, with planets you have to be careful because of gravity. So round about 10. Keep it there if you can, until you get to the glide point, which is here. So I'm at full throttle at the moment. I don't know whether it makes a difference, but you stop anyway when you come out of the glide. Well, don't stop, but you slow right down. So if you come in at 45 degrees, you end up quite close to the station. If you come in from a shallower angle, you end up about 11 kilometres away, so you have to boost a couple of times. If you completely mess up, get the angle completely wrong, then you crash into the planet, and then you end up about 40, 50 kilometres away. It takes ages to get in then. Right, let's get docking permission. Now we don't know which of these two it is. So what I'm going to do this time, zero throttle and let the docking computer... Oh, yes, I did get a docking computer. I thought I left it in the ASP. Now, the docking computer's not 100% reliable. It's like these self-driving cars, not 100%. So always be ready. Keep watching where it says auto dock in progress. If that disappears, you need to re-engage it quickly. Because you think it's doing your work for you, and then all of a sudden it isn't.
Landing gear deployed.
Which can be quite nasty. It can get you jammed in various works and you can't get out again, or takes you over another pad and you get done for loitering and you can even get killed for that. So I don't know what's happened to it now, whether it's still trying to figure it out, whether there's somebody down there or what. Sometimes it just gets stuck. Sometimes when you're at a station waiting to get in, it'll just join a queue and it'll stay in that queue forever after until you take over, drive in yourself. So let's give it a bit of a help. So we want number 4. Now it's gone back to slow down for auto dock. So I didn't notice that. Auto dock in progress, it needs to say. See, it did it exactly as I said. Now I don't know why it does that. Not everybody gets that. Some people say it's reliable, but I get it a lot. Too busy talking to notice it actually changed. Right, so there we are. Let's go and see what she's got to say. So we go to the, let's just fill up while I'm here, go to the engineer's workshop. Now, the first thing is she wants metal alloys, 1 unit, which I guess is 1 ton. Right, so now she's ready to do business with us. So these are the things that she can do. And you can see, if I click on, say, let's go to power plant first, she's only got level 1. And none of the things that she's offering are available at the moment because I don't have the stuff for them. As you click on each one, it says what you need here. Worn shield emitters, we haven't got any of those. Sulfur, we haven't got any of that. This one, iron, but we're going to go and get some in a minute. Sometimes, because if you ever look at what you have got from doing all those missions, we picked up a load of data. Some of that data was from scanning ships, but some of it was given to us, things like that. Specialised legacy firmware, which is quite difficult to get hold of, was a mission reward. Modified consumer firmware, it's another one. And then materials, all these things. Every one of those came as a mission reward. So we've got 127 out of 1,000 possible, don't know what quantities that's in, tons, grams or whatever, but we've got 127 of them now. So some of these things will come in useful for the engineers, but we need to get some stuff now where she's ready to do business with us. Let's just see if we looked at power plants, engines. So don't be any rush to do this. Here, dirty drive tuning, we can do level 1 already. We need specialised legacy firmware. How can we get rid of that? And we've got 11, so we could have 11 shots at that to get the best one. But that's a complete waste of specialised legacy firmware. What we want to do is use things that are dead easy to get, like carbon, don't cost anything. We're going to fill up our ship with that stuff and come and blitz this place. So we've unlocked her now, so she's ready for us. Now we've got to go and get the other stuff. We could have got that first, but you know, it's better to get all this out of the way while we're here. Now, has she been bombed? Yes. So all these things are normally available, but you get these people, I don't know why they do it, come and UA bombing it. You bring these UAs here and it poisons the station somewhere or other, so it takes us things that you need offline. They just, you know, I can't understand what their mentality is, why they'd want to do that. It's just making life difficult for everybody else. There's no gain for them. It's not like a war. There's, you know, when you're fighting a war with somebody, obviously you want to cause them as much inconvenience as possible, but this doesn't help anybody by spoiling it for them. So anyway, what I'm going to do now is go and get the stuff. So what we're going to do, we're going to take off and land just a few kilometres away from the base, wherever we can find a nice spot to land. Really, it doesn't matter where on the planet you go. It doesn't save that much time as long as you're on the general, you know, area of this base. That'd be enough. Right, so let's do that then. So I've got my SRV. We're fueled up. So we launch. Because what we could have done, all that data that we got from scanning all those systems, we could have sold to her, and that would shortcut some of these processes, because she likes it when you give her astronomical data. But the spoilers have spoilt it.
4, 3, 2, 1, engage.
Yeah, we could have just, you know, boosted away from the station. It doesn't really matter how far you go. Right, let's have a look for a spot. We'll probably crash out. See where that red thing is. You can't drive your ship into that. So how high are we? 38 kilometres. Let's go a bit higher. Right, let's see what we can do now. Yeah, so we're just coming down at that same angle, around about 45. We want a fairly, you know, it's difficult to tell, fairly flattish spot. Let's take that big hole down there. Is it? No, this bit up here, I think. If we can turn. The ship's very slow to respond. That's it. So now, how high are we? 3 kilometres. Just level up. Down you go. Down thruster. Now, what you got to watch for? Look, you keep going for a bit, depending on the gravity. It's 0.09 G here, so not a lot. So if I just go 0 throttle for now, and then come down, put landing gear. Probably good to put all your pips to the shields just in case you mess up. Shouldn't be too bad on this planet, but some of them, you know, where you got like 2, 3 G, once you start coming down, it takes quite a long time to stop. So you have to be quite gentle on your descent. So always check the gravity whenever you go to any planet or whenever you're attempting any landing. Right, now, the ship will only land on a flat bit. So if I just lift up a bit, see that red splodge underneath the ship? When that's blue, you can land. So what I do, I just go along slowly. We had a spot there, it wasn't a very big one. Let's just back up, see if we can find it. Whoop. So we're going to go about 3 or 4 meters a second. And then the moment it goes blue, hit the 0 throttle button if you've got one, or make one if you haven't got one. There. Right, now if you look at the symbol in the middle of the screen, it's turned yellow, saying we can go down, so just use your down thruster. And we must have moved, because it's not happy. So I have to go back up again. Oh, we're there again. Here we go. So it wants us to twist. Oh. Oh, I don't know what it... You've got to get your ship, that's it, the right angle for the ground, so a bit of wiggling about. So that's it. Now we jump in the SRV. So there it is. I've got 2 in this one. You only need 1. Deploy. And when there's low gravity like this, it's a bit weird to drive around. It's not, goes all over the place.
Low gravity warning.
So take your handbrake off. Oh, how do we get out of here? I've never done it in a Python before. Not much clearance underneath, especially when it's bumpy. Right, now what we're looking for is anything on that scanner thing. And this scanner isn't working properly. So right, we'll get rid of our ship for now. So where you deployed the SRV, for me it's button number 3. Where is it? Not here. Here, so it's SRV, dismiss ship. Now your ship will fly away and it'll be quite safe where it's gone. So, these ones towards the bottom of the screen are rocks. The ones halfway up are man-made things. So, all you do is just go towards them and they should get narrower as you get closer. And if you go too fast and you bash into things, you start damaging the SRV, but it's nothing to worry about because you can repair it right here with the stuff you pick up. So some people say you should go by the sound rather than the picture. But now there's actually 2 different scans there. There's one with 2 lines close together and one with 2 lines further apart. That's 2 separate rocks. Well, the one with the 2 lines close together has disappeared. They're the rocks that have the best materials in. It's always them that disappears, you know, when you need them. We just need anything. So just keep going. Follow that trace. Now I don't know whether you can hear it, it's making a noise. There it is. And you'll see the white dot on the radar now. So just blast it and pick up every fragment. So you have to deploy your scoop, cargo scoop. So just target them and run them over. I don't know what these materials are, I'm not particularly interested. So that was iron, actually do you remember we needed one of those? Oops. So these things, SRVs, whoever dreamt them up. Can we get that one? No. You know, some sort of sadists. Or I could just make it so it's like a drivable vehicle. Right, so now we're on to the next rock. And we just keep doing this for every single rock. We don't care what they are. You know, if you're lucky you get something rare, but all we need is the common ones. So just keep driving around. So you want to spend about an hour doing this now until you got really bored with it, and then you should have enough. Now those ones higher up, when I said they're man-made, there's stuff there as well. You might find some skimmers guarding some loot, so you can just, there's like a trespass zone that you mustn't go into, like a red fence. So just stand outside the red fence and the skimmers will rise up. Just shoot them, as long as they're wanted. They normally are, but very occasionally they're not. So just shoot those skimmers, and then you can pick up that stuff if you want. But see, there I was following a trace, and it's gone. Because what happens is the things in the distance always take priority. So you get a new trace for things in the distance, and you lose the one in the foreground. So you know, you can just keep going straight and hope you come to it, because it will eventually be a white dot on the radar. No, I'm going to take the easy one that's over here somewhere. Oop, turn too quick. So where is it? So when you find sort of fairly narrow band like that, you've got some sort of direction. And what's good, especially if it's rough, make a note of your compass bearing. It's 309 at the moment. Actually, it's just moving around 318. And then you've always got that to follow. So it's getting thinner and thinner. It's just disappeared into thin air because you've got that bigger one behind it. So if we keep on 318, we could come to that rock. It's a, you know, it's an absolute nuisance, really diabolical. I don't know why they didn't fix this. Everybody knows about it. It's been like it for months, and it used to work perfectly. And then all of a sudden they changed it this way round, and now it's just diabolical. You can't find anything. And you just spend ages going round and round, praying that you're on the right track to find whatever it was you had on this thing. But no. In that one there, that'll be probably a single skimmer guarding a down nav beacon. There's two things there, aren't there? So we'll go and see. Oh, there it is. Oh, several skimmers. There's the red zone, which you mustn't go in. They'll start shooting if you go in there. But you can stay here. Target them. It's clean. Ah, so I shouldn't really, if I shoot him, I'll become wanted. So that other one, so what they'll be doing is guarding some containers of stuff. You can see some more down here that have rolled down the hill. So these ones will be free to pick up. But they're nothing that we need for the engineers now. You know, you get some good stuff, palladium and whatever, but you know, compared with the money we were making doing the missions, it's nothing. So if we look, what have we got? Synthetic reagents, gold, polymers, silver. So no, we won't bother with that. So we got some rocks over here. Look, going round in circles again. You know, if you're early in the game and you haven't done all these missions, you've got a nice Python and loads of stuff. You know, you can make money at picking up those containers and selling them. It looks like there's a ship in front of us, but they don't normally bother you if you're not wanted. He could be with those skimmers, you know, if we'd have shot them. This ship might have come after us. Can we target him, see what he is? Oh no, that's the base. How far is it? 170 kilometres. It's showing on the radar already. So, there's that rock getting thinner and thinner, ready to disappear again. And he's gone. And it's because something's appeared behind it. Yeah, what a nuisance. I can hear something now. Yeah. There it is. They usually look a little bit different, the rocks that you can blast. So look, here it is right in front of us, and there's not hardly anything showing on the scanner. That other stuff is what's behind it. So when there's no gravity, they spend ages up in the sky as well before they land. Right. You can just leave the scoop out all the time. I don't think it makes any difference. So it's sulphur. These are only low grade things, but it doesn't matter. We just want everything. Right, on to the next rock. So I won't bore you with all the rest of it, but basically that's what you've got to do. Just keep going round, finding these rocks until you're basically full up. The longer you spend here, the further you can go with the engineers. These things are always useful as well. Now if you run out of fuel, because you're out here so long, what you can do now, inventory, synthesis, see if we can stop it. You can SRV refuel there. It tells you what you need. 1 sulphur and 1 phosphorus, and we've already got like loads from those rocks we picked up. Was it still going when I got 0 throttle? Stop. Try again. No. And the other thing, synthesis, repair. So when you've bashed into too many rocks, particularly when you're on rough terrain, 2 iron and 1 nickel. You can see we've got some of those already. So you'll have loads of those by the time comes. So just, click on that, do that, and then your SRV's back to refueled in 100%. So the things that's high up on the scanner are really the things you want to avoid. They'll be, because they don't give you the materials that you need. So unfortunately, wherever they are, as I said, they always take precedence until you get there. If you're actually looking for them, you follow those traces right up to them, and then they disappear as well, and then you can't find the skimmer's stash. So what I often do is go in a straight line. It doesn't matter, because stuff respawns around you. The skimmers, they tend to stay fixed where they are, so if you're actually looking for those, it's much better to go in a straight line, because then you won't keep finding the same ones. Right, there's something coming. So you just keep... Solo gravity, there's something. So I just keep following these things, and so I don't care what they are. You might be lucky and get some good stuff, but as I said, it doesn't make any difference. So I'll just get this one, and then I'll leave you to it, and then I'll see you back at Farseer and show you what to do with it. Yeah, each time you bash a rock like that, it knocks a % or so off your... So that rock's gone already. Is that it? Yeah. So just shoot it. So again, these are just common things, but that's exactly what we want. Right, so I'll see you back at Farseer. Right, after collecting all those fragments, I've come back to Farseer, and surprise, surprise, Universal Cartographics is on now, so is Refuel. So what I'm going to do is now sell all the stuff I've got. Should get me some money as well. That's 500,000. $800,000.
Incoming message.
That's just to say I'm probably going up in rank as an explorer, or the local factions like me. So it's about 1 million, roughly. So just over 1 million, and hopefully that will have some effect on Felicity. So let's go to a workshop and see her now. Now already, look, I've unlocked to level 3, grade 3 access here, and I'm most of the way through it. So what I was going to do is just do the level 1s with this cheap stuff, and if you just keep spamming them gradually, well, the first 3 unlocks level 2, and I think it's 12 to unlock level 3, and then probably a factor of 4, so that would be 48 unlocks level 4. So by that reckoning, I probably need about 20 to get to level 4 from here with level 1 upgrades. Now we don't have to worry about which upgrades, you know, we try at this time. Probably won't keep them. The only object is to try and get her ranked up to level 5, because what you really want is this level 5 frameshift drive. We've already got her maximum engines level 3, and a maximum level 1 power plant, maximum level 1 shield boosters. So we might as well do all those level 1 ones, and let's have a look at the engines first of all, see whether we can do anything with those. So yeah, we can get level 2 with what we've got. Oh, clean drive tuning, or we can do dirty drive. Well, normally I go for dirty drives because you get more speed with that, but still we need this specialised legacy firmware. So yeah, I think I'll have a go, just roll up one of those just to see what happens, because each level 2 counts more than a level 1 on ranking her up. So you just click preview outcome, view cost and generate. Tells you what you got to give, some mechanical equipment and this firmware. So I can have maximum 3 rolls. So basically the further this one goes, the more you get. But sometimes these secondary effects send it up a bit further, like that one did. So we got that one. But then these go down, so it's gone heavier. We're going to use more power. It's weaker, Optimal mass is complicated. So we got 17% more speed, sort of. So we'll apply that one. So let's go back to the level ones then. So here we go. Power plant. More power is always useful. So we got overcharged, low emissions. For that one we needed warn shield, which we haven't got, but overcharged for sulfur. Why do these pop-ups keep blocking you out for what you want? Go away. How can I get rid of that? That's it. We can have 51 rolls at that, so let's go for it. So in those 51 rolls we should get a pretty good result. So here we go. Generate. So anyone that's better than what you've already got, keep. You can sometimes get good secondary effects. So that's a rubbish one. Try again. And just keep trying again until we've used up all that sulfur or whatever it was. And if there's anyone that's worth keeping, I'll just show you 3 and then we'll see how we get on. Try again. Because in 50 goes, you know, I should get something quite good. But with overcharged power, you always make more heat. You'll notice that later. It's not really a problem, but you know, when you're fuse scooping, you find that it goes hotter, and you can't do it for so long and things like that. If you get caught, crash into a star, you take more damage coming out. Okay, well, I'm going to just carry on with that for a bit, and then I'll show you what I've done at the end. Well, that ends our first visit to Felicity. I've used up all my sulfur, phosphorus, nickel, iron, and all those stuff that was dead easy to get at the by prospecting on the planet to do level 1 upgrades. I only took a couple of them just because they were an improvement what I already had, but they're not really what we're after. What we are after is unlocking her to level 5, because what we're after is this extended increased FSD range, and for that we need arsenic, chemical manipulators and data mined wake exceptions. So once we've got her unlocked to level 5, we go and get these things, or we could get them now. So it doesn't make any difference. We know we're going to need them. You probably want about 4 of each to get 4 rolls. The more rolls you get, the more chance you got of getting the maximum range, as you probably found out when you were spamming all these level 1 ones. You often get secondary effects, which are quite useful as well. Yeah, if we go back, you can see now I'm 2/3 of the way to level 5 just by using that easy to find stuff. It did take a while. It was about 90 minutes or something like that. So you probably want a good film while you're doing it. So 2 trips to out in the SRV, and it should get you straight to level 5, whatever engineer it is, and then you choose the stuff you want for the whatever modification you want and go and get that. So if anything else comes, you get something for nothing along the way, well, then take it. So what you then do is work through all your engineers, and what you'll notice now is that by getting Felicity up to, I think it's about level 3.5, you unlock the next engineer. So another one comes. I can't remember who that is. Can I see it in a minute? No, I can't get the sheet that I need to show you the engineers, but what I'll do, I'll put a link to it in the comments below. Somebody on the forum did this rather nice sheet that shows all the main engineers and how they interrelate with each other, which ones you need to get up to level 3.5 to unlock the next one. And then for each engineer it shows you as basically there's 3 requirements for each engineer. 1, you've got to be introduced. 2, you've got to have fulfilled some requirement, like travelled so far, killed so many people, or traded so many places, all that sort of thing. It'll tell you in the sheet what the requirement is. That's number 2. Number 3, you have to run an errand for them, go and get some stuff. Sometimes it's easy, sometimes it's a bit more tricky. So when you've met those 3 requirements, then they'll start working with you. So then you spam them with that level 1 stuff and get them up to level 5. Then choose the things you want, and on you go to the next one.